Okay, guys, we are going to promise each other during this that we will not start screaming. Okay, we have to make this task like this.
No, I don't feel good about this.
I can't believe we had to watch this, and I didn't even get to drink while we watched it or while we do this.
Dude, it wasn't worth it. I didn't drink either.
No, you didn't.
I didn't think I had a beer. Yeah.
I don't think you did anything.
Guys, by the way,
I should have been drunk.
By the way, this is the first movie in my Volume 2 right after watching the book.
You should just burn that.
Yeah,
book.
This is why it's perfect. That's why it's perfect.
Guys,
on the fire.
We watched the Tomorrow War, the new hit Netflix shit.
No,
not Netflix. Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. I'm sorry,
Nickflix.
Jeez.
It's Nick. Amazon Prime's also known as
the hit Amazon Prime movie Tomorrow War. Don't worry, we'll cut that all out in post. It's fine.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Starring Chris Pratt. There is
people.
J.K. Simmons is in there.
J.K. Simmons is in it. Not J.K. Rowling's different. She's an author.
A guy that Jamie immediately recognized from something that she watches, and I was like, okay. The black friend. Yeah, that's what he is.
Well, Richard Splatt. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about Sam Richardson.
Sam Richardson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in stuff. He's in Beep.
He was in Beep. He was Richard in Beep, and that's the best. One of the best characters ever.
Was he in Parks and Rec? Like the end of Parks and Rec?
No, he was never in Parks and Rec. He was.
Also Betty Gilpin's in this guy.
Yes, Betty Gilpin.
Which Jamie thought was the character's name and kept getting mad. He's like, why do you keep calling her by the character's name? Like, that's actually
Mary Lynn Ricecub is in this movie.
For no reason. For no reason.
Why?
I would purport no reason.
For the comedic relief, obviously.
I guess. Was there comedy? Was there comedy?
So guys,
was it just
starts off like you're like, this is a big budget movie. You're looking at this like,
oh yeah, they got the music, they got Paramount coming up on the screen.
There's like things swirling around, like ready to go. Do this.
They got like that guy doing the music. That guy. I haven't actually listened to him in summer.
And it starts off with them falling like a long way into a 10
and like super fast. Super fast.
So terminal velocity.
Right when this happens, I'm like, they're going to do like a 3 weeks later thing, and they did.
But also, flying terminal velocity into a pool and being okay. With someone landing on top of you.
And kicking you in the chest.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
Hundo P dead.
Owie. And like, you're like, oh, maybe there's a deep pool. No, that pool.
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, like
10 feet most.
10 feet, yeah.
Most.
No.
Plus, you're hitting concrete water.
This works.
No, they would all be dead.
So we're gonna do a song instead of going. We're gonna not how any of this works. Because this is what I did the whole.
And the number of people who supposedly fell directly into the pool, they would have had to have fallen into the pool. There was like a lot of them. Like, they all went into the pool.
They said, I'm like eyeballing from like how many people were in line, like 50 people.
I say 50, 60 people.
Yeah. And
maybe more.
Maybe 10 of them got, not even 10, like 8 maybe got there.
Good job, guys.
And you're like, and it's funny just watching them like smash on the side of the building or like miss the building entirely, and you're like,
this is how all these people have been dying, I guess.
Oh. But also even hit the pool, still dead. Like, you're dead.
Right.
No one should have lived here.
So we've established it starts with a ridiculous
we have a synopsis.
Hey Matt, we got a process.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you're right. So okay, the synopsis for this movie starts in present day, and they're just having a normal day, and all of a sudden these people, like soldiers, come and they're from the future.
It's like a baseball field,
like a soccer field.
What?
So they're from 30 years in the future. Like, we need you to fight a war because in 30 years we'll be extinct if you don't fight this war.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and you're like, okay. So they're bringing people that are still alive 30 years in the past to 30 years in the future
to fight.
And we find they fight for 7 days, and if they survive, they just get sent back.
Like a little, it's like a quantum entanglement.
Dude, was there any compensation involved? I know there's compensation if you die, but is there if you live, you get money?
I think they give you like they put something in your butt.
Like a high five, maybe like a quick high five. You did it. You didn't die. So anyway, then of course the protagonist of the movie is like, I'm just happy ex-army guy who's also a teacher, is super smart, and my daughter's
also nerdy.
I'm a science teacher.
Also funny.
Played by Chris Pratt, guys.
And they're having a Christmas party, and he had to run out to get some groceries, and they're just friends with everyone in the neighborhood.
He was waiting for a job interview results, and they were like gonna tell him stuff. He's like, I'm on the phone instead of going to the Christmas party. And then they're like, you didn't get the job because you're stupid.
He just wants to work in a lab, you guys.
Like, well, yeah. Well, you know, you didn't get a job because we had someone that had more lab experience than you.
No, they said more private sector experience
like, you're just
than
a
you.
dumb mother, dumb science
and he's like, I'm really sad, but I love my family or something.
I'm gonna go do a cute little kid scene where I tell my kid how much I love her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, Chris Pratt definitely worked,
and then
like,
you 100% know that this guy is going to be drafted in this war. Like, okay, he's going to be drafted.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, that's the premise. I mean, we see him get sent to the future, so we know.
Also, they have no chemistry together as a family.
No.
Zero.
You know how they know?
I love Betty Gilpin as an actor, but she never has chemistry with anyone. Not a single person she's ever acted with.
You know how they're not going to have chemistry? When you see that they made a tuna Santa. A tuna fish Santa.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a funny joke, I guess.
Or like something you eat at any dinner party ever. Like a tuna fish Santa. Like, I mean, are you dipping chips into this?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, guys, we missed a big opportunity. We should have made a tuna Santa for this.
But we all could have eaten it and puked through it. That's what I felt about this movie. Like, first of all, it's out for more than an hour. I already don't want to touch it.
We should have made it so early. We should have made it so early. That was a bad idea.
It's like if guacamole was 10 times worse.
Matt, why did you bring this outside?
You know what I think it is? You guys, I think it's like a tuna casserole that you put into a mold.
I don't know. It just looked like tuna salad to me. Like I looked at it. I'm like, I looked at it pretty hard. So I was like, what are we doing here? Like, why would? Who picked this as a recipe? Like in 2023, is this something that's going to be popular?
Like, no,
I hope not.
So anyway, they're watching the big soccer game.
Yeah.
You know, that big soccer game everyone
Americans is how they love soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big one on Christmas.
With the kids.
Yeah.
You know the Christmas soccer game that everyone gets around and watches Christmas.
It's like the Arsenal versus the Jack Whites, the Jack Blacks,
the DC Stars versus the.
So I guess everyone in the world must be watching this right now. Like every single person is watching this game.
And you see all the famous stars that play soccer, like He Hate Me and
that guy Pele. Is Pele? Does he still play soccer?
So, but these people show up, like, they see, like, this weird plasma cloud over the...
Which, by the way, that motherfucker with the ball is dedicated. He's still running towards that cloud for a while.
Question. How much shit would you shit your pants if you're running in, like, a portal?
Like, I'm going to score a goal, though. Like, what are you doing?
It would have been great. I would have given this movie...
There's a temporal anomaly.
I would have given this movie 5 stars if he kicked into this portal.
Like,
no, he should have kicked into the portal. He should have kicked into the portal, and then someone came out like carrying the ball, like, "Hey,
I have it." Yeah. Or like they definitely, I feel like they definitely filmed that soccer scene without the CG in it. So like the guy's just like, I have to keep running, right?
Yeah.
Just keep going. It's fine. We don't know what's gonna happen here. And then they just put that scene in, and he's like, "Yeah, I got the ball." And you're like, "There's a temporal anomaly."
If the bright ass boom opened in front of me,
there's a fucking wormhole right there.
Immediately the other way.
Because nothing good's coming out of that.
Yeah.
And we're right. Yeah.
But I mean, at least it wasn't the white spikes.
Why didn't they do that, by the way? Like,
these look terrible.
Yeah.
They're horrible creatures.
They're terrible.
So we find out that, like, in the future, humans are fighting a horrible alien from space, which like they give a very vague reason for.
It's yada yada.
They're from
yada
space.
yada over it.
Their spaceship, blah blah blah. In space.
They're here. They're here somehow, and they're killing us.
And you have to go with us. And so, of course, every government in the world gets on board with this. What?
No. And actually, that's the stupidest part of this movie, because no way would people do that.
Yeah. No fucking way.
But here's what this is. This is like the propaganda the government gives you, like, every alien will destroy us, so we have to come together. That's how it works.
But like, this is the world, man.
Okay.
Like, the world. Fuck. I was like, okay.
Like, Christianity would be like, there's no such thing as aliens.
Also, the way this happens, like, everyone watching this would think this is just some kind of
a hoax. Yeah, it's a hoax. Exactly.
I thought, this is for a cool Gears of War game or something.
I was like, Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they would think. They'd be like, funny. It's Overwatch of some sort. Like, this is weird. They did it during my favorite soccer games. I love soccer, but
viral. I mean, they're going viral.
Yeah,
like this.
Exactly. This nobody would believe this. And also, except for the people in the field.
They all it's a group of soldiers. They all come out with their guns drawn.
Yeah, they come out like
who are you gonna kill?
Like the white spikes are there.
Like what are you doing? Like, these are like you know you're landing. You have like an idea of where you're landing. It's 5 to 10 feet above a certain target. Your target is a soccer stadium.
Oh wait, they weren't even 5 feet in this one. They were like perfectly.
Like what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Someone's gonna slide tackle you. Should you shoot them with a machine gun?
Yeah, maybe an overreaction.
Like you have a machine gun that, like, conservatively has 500 rounds in it. Because we watched them fire these during the movie, and they reload.
I think they reload once or twice.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
So basically, they come out. This lady comes out, and she's like, "We are fighting the white spikes, the aliens, not the cool band, the white spikes."
They're from the future, you don't know yet. They happen in 2030.
But they're gonna happen, and you're gonna. We need you to. We're just gonna start drafting people, basically.
And
we need you to fight this war.
That woman, where's she from? That the main
the main soldier lady. She was from.
We looked it up too. She was in the Rookie recently.
She was in the Rookie. Yes,
that's where
I was gonna say, and I don't think she has an accent in the movie.
No.
No one give her an accent because that's how people from the future sound.
Yeah. They obviously have a voice like these.
Like, I'm Svetlana from Sweden.
No, that's all that's left. There's the Swedish.
And anybody who sounds like
so this scene happens, then we cut to him in class. And we're like, oh, there's
I literally watched this and I'm like, it's the fucking happening all over again.
And I was like, I hate this.
I said channeling his inner Mark Wahlberg from the
I wrote, the first thing I wrote for the scene is he racist? Because he's like, anyone but that black kid over there.
I was like, what
the fuck?
I know, it's because he's super smart and keeps asking, maybe he keeps raising his hand or something.
But also, like,
we're in the middle
answer that kid's questions. Do that. Like, that's,
don't be an asshole.
Like, foster that kid's intelligence.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, what the fuck?
No, I hated that. I hate that he was like, class, what does he want to talk about? It's like, geez, you're bringing the class in.
Let's shame him. Shame him.
Like, but also remember him for later.
Yeah, and also, like, I literally, I went to try to do it, like, that's gonna come back.
But he's also the cool teacher. But everyone,
he's so cool.
For some reason,
so cool.
There's anybody into this class right now. Like, if
well,
they're like,
I mean,
you'd be worldwide drafted, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm not going to class.
Yeah. No, that's what I said too. I'm like, why are people still in school at this point? Like, both my parents got drafted and are dead.
Like, literally, I have to go fight Cronenberg murder monsters. For
why
week.
am I
fuck
here?
you. I'm not going to class.
Why am I here? And like,
or like maybe I should learn how to use a gun now because I might have to go to Cronenberg.
Because we just started conscripting citizens. Like what? Like no one would just going to send them to die.
Just drafting just people, just guys.
Just and guys, do you remember like how many people had survived? It was like 30%.
It was 1 out of 3. 1 out of
20.
1 out of 3.
I thought it was 20.
It was 1 out of 3. Yeah.
I thought it was 20. Okay. But anyway, either way, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, he gets drafted.
He gets a notification.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I have to go to this place.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
I wonder what
it's
it's
like
for.
One of those emergency weather alerts.
Yeah.
But like, hey, you're drafted, motherfucker.
He's like, I must listen. The government says so. And you're like, wait, what is this movie about again?
Yeah.
Oh, also you learn that he's estranged with his dad.
Yeah, his dad sent a card, and it was not cool.
Like, so then he's like, his wife's like, well, you gotta talk to your dad so he can get you out of it. Basically, like, he can get the wrist thing off.
So he goes.
Oh, first he goes,
And they're like, clamp, it's on.
Yeah, like, we're testing you, and they put his whole arm into the machine. I'm like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Like, you just put your whole arm here and just
like,
fucking
we tested you, you passed. Like, basically, you're the shit. So
yeah, we own you now.
Yeah, and by the way, the shit is, you died before this happened.
Oh, and they're like, yeah, it's okay because you died in 2030.
Yeah.
And he's like, I die 7 years from now. I'm like, yep.
You also like, well, that makes me not want to fight for anything.
But also,
yeah,
does that mean that you definitely survive the future? Like, they don't explain the time. Okay,
I can say sorry. Yeah, being the resident physicist here, I can.
We're talking about all the bootstraps.
Like
just the bootstraps.
I can get you some of this. So basically, they're looking at the time before he is drafted, and also the people in the future have lived the time before he is drafted.
I was gonna say, wouldn't they have records?
Remember this going forward because there's some stuff that goes on, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then you're like, oh yeah.
And I got that part, but also they're like there's like a completely different timeline which they do not. Like, especially Chris Pratt's character is an idiot about.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. Like, he's just an idiot about this, like, timeline.
So is everyone that came back from the past.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, here's the cure. Here's, like, the fucking venom, the fucking thing that kills them. No.
There's so many missteps in this movie where it like could have been a good movie.
Some would say all of them are missteps.
Yeah, every single step.
The CG misstep. And the CG, by the way, guess who did the CG for this? Fucking Weta. Like, okay,
I can see it.
Lord of the Rings.
I'm not surprised. It was very good.
The aliens were great.
But they were trash.
They were trash aliens.
Yeah.
But the actual creatures, the way they looked.
Like, how do you eat stuff with those teeth? That's not happening. But not happening.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
like, I get it.
So his wife is like, you have to go to your dad because apparently his dad can help him out.
Get out of it or something.
Get that thing off of his arm.
Which, by the way, I literally turned away and missed the scene. So I was like, wait, why is he here? I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah. So
he can get him out somehow.
Yeah, she was like, your dad can help get it. Yeah, exactly. So he goes to see his dad, who lives in a hangar, like some property he has.
Because he's libertarian.
Yeah, he's 100%.
I don't live off the grid, even though I'm super rich. Like, what?
Okay, Cal.
I guess.
And bring me pictures of Spider-Man. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man. Okay. Oh yeah, exactly. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So then he goes there, and of course, he tries to make nice, but then he just starts shitting on his dad, and his dad starts shitting on him. So
and they're like, let's dunk on each other.
The worst part is the dad tried to explain to him like why he left him in the and it like if you cannot keep yourself from abusing your family, then the best thing to do is to leave your family. Like, unfortunately.
Also, he did not recognize his son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because he has a metrosexual beard.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this from like the early
Oh my god.
Brett Ratner write the scene?
Metrosexual.
Robots wrote this, I'm sure.
Metrosexual.
Yeah. Like, they put it through that feed of 100 hours of stupid action movies, and then
like I'm old. I'm still looking at the Urban Dictionary. I'm like, Metro. When's the last time that was used?
Exactly. But it was just ridiculous because then Chris Pratt's character was, as usual, like, not multifaceted. This guy is a science teacher who was also in the military, but apparently has like no feelings about the military. He was able to just turn it off or something like that.
Fine.
I guess so.
The
fact that he went and is like crapping on his dad for being weak. He's like, well, you were just a coward, and it's like, no, he was literally trying to like not.
How old do you think that his dad is in this movie?
70. He's supposed to be super hot.
He's from Vietnam. He fought in Vietnam, guys. He could
be 70.
He could be 70.
Well, what year was this movie?
In the 70s.
What year is it supposed to take place in?
2023.
So, like, more in the future than now. I'm like,
he could have been 72, 73.
No, but my dad is 72.
How old is your dad in Vietnam?
Yes, but he was 75 or 74. That's old, though.
Look how good he was.
Yeah, like, look at him.
But he's in shape. He's in shape.
Crazy shape.
He works out.
Like, he's not that old.
People have good genes.
He's looking good.
No.
He's looking good. No. Huh?
You stop. You stop. He was looking good. That's why I was like, he's like in his 60s. I was like,
at this point, I was like,
at
this point, I was like, is this movie about mental illness? Because I don't know what's going on here. Like,
I think this movie makes you mentally ill.
I was like, what am I supposed to get out of the scene? Okay. Well, the meeting didn't go well, guys, because he didn't help him.
Because he checks for a wire too at one point.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you have a wire?" I'm like, "That's your son."
And also, like Chris Pratt says, what the audience is saying is like, "You're just a fucking guy. Who the fuck cares about you?
Who would want to?"
Technically, J.K. Simmons could have been in the tail end of the Vietnam War. He was born in 1955.
1955.
1955. In 2023 though, could he have been? Or would he have been 16?
He would have been 78?
But also, like, then you were
68.
You got to Vietnam and then they shipped you back out. Come on. That's not even like a...
No, I know. That's not good. No, he definitely, like, went
through. His mom was born in 56, so he'd be 68 in 19...
Guys, okay, so we get an awesome... Like, after he decides he's going to do this for no reason... We get a cool, the president, like, the sacrifice you make is a sacrifice in the future.
Is that the president? That's what that guy was? Dodd, his name was, by the way. His name was Dodd. That's all it said for his title.
I don't know what he is.
It didn't say President
Department of Defense. He's Department of Defense.
He just said Dodd.
Maybe he's Department of Defense.
But it said DODD. That was his name.
Okay, that sucks then.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he's Department of Defense Minister
I don't
Dodd.
know. I was like, he's got to be the president or something, right?
Dodd, okay. The most generic, boring fucking name. Didn't even have a first name.
So he decides he's going to go, even though...
His wife is like really not for this, and then all of a sudden
we should run, and like we should all run together.
Yeah.
Like, that's
but then all of a sudden she's just like, okay,
Well, I mean,
because
he made his
of no
decision, right?
chemistry.
Exactly.
But also, I think that's partially. I don't think it's all Betty Gilpin's fault in this. Chris Pratt never has chemistry with anyone he works with ever. So
And also, this movie was written badly.
Kurt Russell.
Like, this movie had the action was fucking bananas.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
It was like the action was grade A in some parts.
What?
But
I wouldn't go that far.
Writing was dumb.
It was all bullets.
There was some.
It was like
Yeah,
ton of
so
bullets
you
points.
guys-
It was like okay, well
He goes. He just gets to go and enter. Like our comedy sidekicks are coming along, right? Because we've got Sam Richardson, aka Charlie. in the movie, but I know him as Richard.
What's Charlie?
That's how
What
I
is
know him.
Charlie's job?
He's a tech company.
He
CEO.
owns a tech company.
Yeah, a CEO of a tech company. Rich people can't get out of this shit, I guess.
Yeah, so you can't pay your way
Cool.
out, yeah.
Bezos,
Yeah.
you're on notice.
Yeah, seriously.
Bitch, you going to the future.
I went to
Yeah.
space, now you're going to the future and gonna fight a war.
Yeah.
Imagine Bezos in a war, he'd lose in like 3 seconds.
Then he just like pays someone to go for him.
Probably, yeah. He'd be like, this guy's also, it'd be like Jim Rash, be like, ah,
He's
jeez.
like, I bought this building and fuck all y'all.
I think Jim Rash is as Jeff Bezos.
Like, I'm going, guys, I guess. Haha.
And then
So they talk first. You're like, I wrote Marilyn Rice Cup, baby, yeah.
Like, holy shit, she's still alive.
Like, there's gonna be she's gonna do some cool shit in this movie because I mean, they're gonna. Have
I
this
mean,
movie
she has
otherwise.
action experience. She was in
Why?
24.
Exactly. Why would they ever hear otherwise? No. But still, we're Red Shirt Dorian, so badass, guys. So badass.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Red Shirt,
He's
right?
been on 3 tours, guys.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why?
like you got a Shawshank, you're free, buddy.
Also, do you get more money for like volunteering more times?
You get cool teeth or claws or whatever
yeah.
that
Did
was.
you get like a pin or something? At
well,
least
I think he must be, and they were like,
There's a catalog you can choose.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like
Okay.
a treadmill.
Yeah.
You say, oh, a treadmill.
Yeah, you're
Third
right.
time.
like stuffed animals, you know, if that's what you want.
It's
From
like a,
Army.
It's like
yeah.
a stuffed white
That's
stripe.
where he
white
got
spike.
that cool gun from.
A stuffed white spike. He's like,
Yeah, he got that cool gun from there. That's where he's like, the third time you get a cool gun. He's like, thanks, man.
So at one point, they're talking about the machine.
and they're talking about time in general and
Yeah.
time travel.
Oh, God.
I'm like literally like biting into my fingers so they bleed at this point.
It's like it can only. There's 30 years. You can only move forward.
No, and then I love how
Years.
Charlie's like, well, why can't you build like another set so that you can
And
continue
you're like,
doing
you just
that?
can't do that.
So but
It's
that
no,
was
because
the
it's
best
put
part.
together by
Nope.
chewing gum and something else. They
chewing,
said
like shoestrings and chewing gum.
So why wouldn't you be making a
the-
better
wow,
one?
you remember like, all these
The
lines.
best part about the best part about this is that is actually something that is actually the only way we can currently time travel for real. We would have to build a thing now and a thing in the future and hook them together in a time loop and beat Louis' head.
Yeah, but this is like a continuous version of that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like but also like in 30 minutes we can like in like a week we can get another batch of people like what? Oh, okay. And then send them to 30 minutes different. See, so how that works, and I'm going to explain it real quick, I promise. I promise I will not bore you too much.
I don't believe
The
this.
time loop thing,
3 weeks.
you have one end, you have the other end. You can travel anytime between this, but you can only go to this one point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
So every person would have to go to this point in time, so they wouldn't be like, oh, we're overrun. It'd be like, no, you just came at the same exact time as these other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how that time thing works. So their time thing is complete bullshit. And I only put bullshit timey-wimey stuff, but I was like, okay, it's for the
It's
movie.
timey-wimey. It's really.
Why do you have this? So the movie can happen.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Like
stating
even
that.
going like. That's why we can't time travel back though, because you have somebody has to build the machine first.
Well, and technically you could time travel back to that machine, but only that machine at that time.
And you got to make the machine. Somebody's got to make it first.
Yeah. And so you
Who
have to
made
like,
it?
you have to like go. Yeah, and that's the thing. You'd have to like make the machine.
Yeah.
Before
Somebody
you
would have
travel
to
back.
made the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Exactly.
made the machine.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And that's why I was just
It's
like,
like yada yada.
I was like, okay, keep going. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Well, no, and like half the lines would contradict themselves because they're like, time is like a river and it only
Yeah.
flows forward,
yeah.
but we were like,
Yeah,
what?
Time's like a river. I'm like,
But,
no.
but also you go back and I was like, no, then you
That's
just
not a
contradicted
river.
Yeah,
what you said.
seriously. That's
Yeah,
not-
no,
that's
blood
not
started
right.
coming out of my nose at that point. I was like, what the fuck?
So Charlie's being the funny dude, and then like he's
Trying.
Chris Pratt's like,
He's
what
trying.
happened to your wife? He's like, she died.
I know.
Fuck! Come on, man. Like I get that's supposed to happen, but
Also,
like, geez,
His wife died, and like
fully
recently,
dead.
and he's just like, fine.
Yeah.
Well, I think that he's. I think what they're trying to go for is he's like he's just like a nervous, like
No.
friendly guy or whatever
I
or
don't know.
something like
I
that.
think like if you passed away
Yeah.
like a week ago, I would not be like, well, we're going to war. I'm going to tell some jokes.
Dude, I would probably be that red shirt guy where like I'm just gonna fucking get killed until I'm killed.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna kill him until I'm dead.
Yes. Exactly. Or I would have been like, well, goodbye. I'm not doing that draft. Like,
what are you gonna do? Fucking arrest me? I don't care. My wife died. My life is gone. Fuck you. Like,
I feel
no
like
thanks.
they don't arrest you. They just get you and then they fucking send you.
So they're about to send you in like this like cool visual like the wormhole opening up and then like something's wrong right as he gets sucked up and you're like, give me a break.
No, I love how they're like the coordinates got messed up or something. Like
also good job.
And all I could think to myself
if you had one fucking job,
all I could think to myself was that this is why 1 in 3 people come back because it's not an exact science and they're fucking killing half the people.
5 to 10 feet off the ground or 150.
They literally killed 1 in 3 people right there.
Yeah.
Like there's about 50 to 60 people and like maybe 8 survived.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Like that's
good job, guys.
30%.
Good job. You want to win this war and you're gonna kill 40 people off the bat. Like they're not even killed by white spikes. They just die.
They just die because they fall off a damn building.
But also, everyone would have died from that fall.
No. So again, what makes the science
of this
movie ridiculous is that his daughter happens to be near where he gets dropped.
Yeah, of course.
But if she knew
his daughter?
that he was going into the future, I'm not even. Who cares? If she knew where he was really supposed to have ended up, because she could have looked for that in records, she should have been near he was supposed to, where he was supposed. Oh, because it wasn't that far. It was on the beach. It was just like a mile inland or something like that. Like
hey, you immediately know that this main leader lady, played by Yvonne Strahovski, is his daughter. You immediately like
that's right. Okay, you get J.K. Simmons. We get Yvonne Strahovski. Okay,
that's right. You immediately know this is his daughter.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I got it.
Okay, I got it.
No spoilers needed. We get.
But they try to for some reason hide it, and you're like, I already know.
In the stupidest fucking way.
Yeah.
Like she's like, who are you? I'm Dan Forrest. He's like, okay. Like
she goes, Dan. No, he goes, who are? And he goes, I'm Dan. And she goes, okay, Dan. And
he says Dan Forrester, and she like does like a wry smile. Like, okay, well, fuck you.
Like, not okay. I'm gonna save my dad though. Like, okay, well, if you die, you die.
Okay.
No, and this is where they try to put in some like comic relief with Charlie and like the other. Who was the other guy? They were like
Dorian's the red shirt guy.
No,
the fat guy that's not that guy you've seen in all those movies. The Hugga Chugga football guy, not that guy.
No, it's the other guy.
Very Boa version of that guy. Hugga Chugga football. That's all I remember. I think his name's Tyler or something.
Oh, no, that's fucking hilarious.
Hug it, chug it, football. You guys know what I'm saying. So
Mike Mitchell.
One of the dumbest things in this is that he looks like a gopher. The White Spikes take Sundays off, so you guys should be safe. Or we send you on Sunday.
What?
No, they didn't though.
We call it the Sabbath.
Fuck.
What?
But also,
they were all there. All of them were there.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like, we're just taking a break. We take a break today, guys.
It's a union break. We have to break.
Like, okay. But then they didn't do that at all.
But maybe it was Tuesday. I don't know. When did they get dropped off?
No, it's Sundays. Is when we drop it off on Sundays because you won't get killed.
I don't know. It was so dumb.
They immediately are about to get killed.
At this point, I was like, I have to suspend everything in my brain and just watch this movie because I was like, if I do, I was already screaming at the screen.
When
so like screaming at
it.
And
immediately, like these 5 untrained because they did not have the week to train as they were supposed to have.
Yeah, they left early.
And he's like, okay, Dan Forrester, you have to take these literal just people.
They had red shirt guy. He had red shirt guy.
And red shirt guy. And his team, he had a team with him, by the way, which, okay.
It was like one other ladies, but yeah.
There's one lady, one dude who were immediately killed, by the way. But you have to take this and save this very important research that if you don't save it, then we die.
Yeah. Well, first they were looking for the team. They're like, I need you to bring my team back. That was the first thing she said. Well, I was trying to put him down because he's getting antsy. He doesn't like it that we yell.
Why are you yelling at me? I can hear you.
Also, they're going to like blow up Miami. Like level it.
They're gonna kill every living thing.
Yeah,
and
but
where there's
you need to run and get this stuff
but
first.
somehow, the guys came out not on the Sabbath, I guess, and so their team somehow everyone else is gone, but just her team got stuck in this facility, and they need to be rescued.
Also, just for reference, guys, White Spice can smell blood from a mile away.
Well, which is like exposition.
But also, isn't there a lot of blood? Like they just smell. It'd be like us, like saying, I smell smoke.
And they're like,
okay, a mile away.
Like from a barbecue grill?
Like, and you know where it came from?
From like a
like what the fuck does that mean? There's just smoke all over. Like, I smell the air. Like, of course you do.
I smell women, smell them in the air.
Yeah, so they make it to this building and they find out that team is not. They're
they hung them up. They're drying them.
Exactly.
Like jerky.
Exactly.
Okay.
Human jerky. So,
sure, pal.
But they do get all the stuff that she needs. She's like, oh, grab all this stuff and then come meet us at the rendezvous point.
If you were to pick a team leader out of, say, Dorian and guy that just got there who's a science teacher, who would you pick?
So here's the thing. Is that Dorian, I feel like, is kind of like a maverick. He kind of does his own thing.
He survived, though.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
Knows what's going on there.
But remember, he was like, I don't care about anyone else.
But,
also,
he knows what the fuck
he's actually seen these things.
But I'm saying he didn't want to lead. He was just like
Marilyn Rice Cup, she ain't seen that shit. Big old dude with the beard, he ain't seen that shit. He's like, I'll be your friend. He's like, don't yell. You're okay, bud? Cronenbergs, by the way. Cronenbergs.
Yeah, and they're just weird Cronenbergs.
Okay, so they're like, what do these aliens look like? They must be like really devastating. Well, they just look like
dogs with
crazy dog monsters.
Strike shooting tentacles.
Yeah, like if you had a murder octopus squid mixed with a dog, mixed with the creatures from Resistance Fall of Man. That's what they had the heads.
Yeah, good one. I like that. That's good. I like that.
And all of like the worst, basically aliens in one. And so you're like, okay, well, just kill yourself. Like, why would you fight these things?
So Charlie is like still making jokes, and basically like Dorian's like, shut up, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Please do. Shut up, please.
Please, at this point, shut up.
No, the comic relief does not work. This movie doesn't know what it's trying to be, so it's
I feel like maybe they wanted to add the comic relief later. They're like, oh, it's not funny enough. We're gonna add this guy.
It's too serious.
Well, anyway, they're sneaking out of this building. They're trying to sneak, and of course, they're getting stalked by these things that are smarter, faster,
somehow
stronger.
Somehow smarter. Not
they're
smarter.
Everything.
They're somehow smarter, right?
But there's faster, stronger, better. Like they're whatever they are.
Not only that, they seem completely invulnerable to guns.
Just
like
they get shot like
you haven't come up with a better weapon.
Neck and their bellies.
But also they guard those really well. Like these guys are just shooting thousands of rounds to their heads. Like,
but also like there are 50 cals exist in this world.
They don't seem to hurt.
Not using those.
They don't seem to hurt. Even
when
they're
not even using them. They're not using them as well.
On the table.
You look like one of those aliens. He's like, he's one of the aliens.
You smell like one.
Well, they're saying like they smell really bad. I'm like, okay, I'm sure they think you smell really bad.
Yeah, so they can't. So Marilyn Rice Cobb and that dude see an alien, which we don't see. We don't see the white spikes in the scene.
Well, they do a cool horror thing where it's like in a shadow.
Yeah, they definitely try to build it up.
We can't go out the front door. Yeah. And like, okay, we'll go out the back door. No, worse idea.
Yeah.
Much worse idea.
Didn't help.
Not cool. So they're basically quiet placing it through this fucking stairwell.
And then, which doesn't work either, because there's the thing in the stairwell.
And there's melee involved. I'm like,
like I said, there's like 6, 7 of them. But this thing, you're just shooting rounds in it and nothing's happening to it. It's just, it's not even like stunned by the rounds.
Plus their weird noodle arms shoot rail spikes at you.
No, but also they're not a very good shot. Like
they're horrible. Yeah. Which makes sense because they have little noodle arms shooting.
But it's like a weird shotgun blast out of their tentacle things. Like, okay.
Sure.
I guess if you're going for this is the scariest thing I've ever seen, I get it.
By the way, the scene department in this movie had tons of fun.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, put just like 15 of these fucking nails in each wall. Just do it. And you're walking past the nails and you can see them in the walls. I'm like, okay, I get it.
I'm so scared.
I get it. Also,
I'm so scared.
I feel like these things would at least need a power bar with how much nano they're shooting out of their body.
Somehow a couple of them get away. Like the ones you care about at this point get away.
But then not you know, because they need to have the impetus for Chris Pratt to try and save them.
Yeah. But before this, they're running, and right as they run into smoke, they go, "Don't run into the red smoke."
Like,
yeah.
And that was his daughter's character, whatever. Diana, is that her name was?
No. No, she had a stupid name.
What was it? Oh,
Muri.
Muri.
What
Muri.
the fuck is Muri?
Muri. Muri.
Every time he said it, I'm like, what the fuck is Muri?
So Muri goes.
I just called her Colonel. Okay?
Immediately as they run into the red smoke, she goes, "Make sure you don't run into the red smoke." And I'm like,
what the
fuck?
What's funny about that scene too is like how they're like kind of like skipping into the red smoke at that point, and I'm like, thought that was the best scene. The best shot.
You're a dick. Thanks for the help, Colonel.
Yeah.
Colonel.
Yeah, and I wrote that too. I was like, stay with the red smoke. Runs into the red smoke.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so we got what was gonna happen here. It was like they had to run from bombs and all sorts of things, and
we got Pratt with a neck shot. Okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, kills that guy.
He actually gets one.
Wait, you guys, I looked up Muri. Guess what it is?
Tentacle monster.
Hydrochloric acid, also known as muriatic acid, because he's a science teacher, so he named her after hydrochloric acid.
That can't be it.
There's no way.
That cannot be it.
No, I literally just looked
That's
up
garbage.
M-U-R-I.
Why would you name your kid after hydrochloric acid?
I don't know.
What is
Because
wrong
she's
with
so
I can't
toxic.
yell. I can't yell. I'm sorry. I can't yell.
She's so toxic. You know we gotta go. This is an awesome movie. I forgot what it was.
Okay, so we gotta move because we could talk about this for 3 hours. We gotta.
Yeah, dude. This I have so many notes
Okay,
for this.
so yeah, I said Dan got one. He's a superhero, and then all of a sudden somebody falls through. Was it the fat dude with the beard?
This fat dude is
So
then
Richard's like, we gotta keep going. He's like, I gotta save him. And so he jumps down.
and then they're carpet bombed.
And instead of everyone getting out except for that guy, like 3 people get out.
Yeah, like red shirt, Charlie, and
Good job. Good thing
and
you
also
in
like
charge.
they would have been horribly maimed or at least killed by the pressure wave of that.
Yeah, the pressure wave was
carpet
terrible.
bomb.
Like I was like, they're all dead.
Yeah, and
Right.
they're like, no, they're not. Instead of being dead, they're in the Dominican Republic.
They're gonna fade to black and then wake up in the Dominican Republic and be fine.
Which is nice because like several days later for him, so he's like, I get to go home soon. That's cool, you know.
So why is Red Shirt? Why is he doing this? Why has he done 3 tours? Is it because he really likes killing people?
no, he's died of cancer.
I got 6 months.
And 6 months to live.
So I might as well just keep going every week. I
Yeah,
guess.
and just kill these
just
guys.
every other
Yeah,
week,
just
I'm just
kill
put
them,
me
yeah.
in, put me in, man.
Kill him.
Like, does he get more? I want to know. Is there like benefits to going back? They should have really explained this somewhere. Like, they should be like they should have done a website that had like shit about this.
He also, by the way, in the scene, like this second before he says this, he goes, "Nothing here we do matters." You've been deployed 3 times.
Yeah.
So why do you keep
coming
still
back?
here?
Yeah.
Just like go be on a fucking beach in your own time period
Seriously.
and not come back.
But then we get his daughter finally meets up with him. And did you feel for a second? Now you don't feel this way, I know. Did you feel for a second he was hitting on her like a little bit?
Well, okay, so if you watch this movie, it does say that there's sexual content in it, and I was like, oh, is he like gonna like fuck someone?
I think he hit on his daughter. I think he like hit on her. He was like kind of like giving her a little charm, like a little extra charm.
Well, and then like I'm like his daughter, I'm like, oh, okay, well that's okay.
Oh, also, I looked it up in another place.
Oh.
It's also the Multidisciplinary University Research Initiative,
Yeah, see, there you go.
MURI,
That's what it is.
which is literally a part of the Army. So there you go.
That's a
there
great
you
name
go.
for a kid. Then you're
There
right.
you go. I know.
See, the guys, I think this is a brilliant movie. You're right.
Right.
You're right. This is the best one.
Because he was in the Army, you
Exactly.
guys, and he's a scientist.
Yeah.
So
Did you hum Short Skirt Long Jacket when she came on the screen? Chuck. There's a Chuck reference for everyone out there. Everyone loves Chuck. So she's smart and she's a badass, Mike. Because he's like, oh, well, I thought you'd always become a scientist. She's like, I did.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
also
making a
Colonel in
toxin.
science.
A toxin,
Scientist.
and I'm also a wizard. You're like, okay, we're good with this.
Okay.
I'm also the president of the
Yeah,
United
like,
States.
like she's like, I have many titles. Like, what are your
I mean,
other
there's,
titles?
Yeah.
But by the way, there's only 500,000 people left on Earth, so she
Right.
probably does have many
Maybe
titles.
she's the president.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
she's
yeah,
the
like
president.
at this point, she does have many titles.
We didn't get that part though.
but we find out she has a special mission
Well, she's being a toxin that kills the males.
Right.
Not mass producing anyway for no reason.
And then, no, but the males thing, we got this working, but the females thing we're in trouble with. But
So
also,
they must have tested it in one place.
There's one female.
Yeah.
There's a million males.
No, that's what. Okay.
Shoot that fucking shit
Thank
every
you.
male you see.
Thank you. Even if it doesn't kill the females, kill all the males, and then the female, and then
Can't do
figure
shit.
it out. Exactly.
hey, well, at least these things can only run.
Because
so
we
it's
find out later
nice.
that the males protect the female. So if they're all
Oh,
gone,
they say that,
then
like,
you can go
the
and
males
kill the
fiercely
female.
protect the female. They actually
Or
say it
like
in
when
that
you
scene.
get the female, just make a big toxin bomb.
Right,
And when the
exactly.
males come, you drop it on the males.
Yeah.
I guess.
Plans that
I
could
mean,
have worked.
I mean, if you want to do a plan that works.
You make the call. Like, okay. No, instead we're just
So-
you take this one vial and
So
then you
even
go
though they
away.
can take out a large number of them already, they decide that they're gonna somehow go and get this female who's bigger and stronger and bring her back to their
Because the
lab
lady,
to test
the lady
her.
is. The lady
Okay,
is in nature.
so he asks her, like, how did I die at this point? And she, like, starts, like, well, you left mom
wishy-washy, and I can't
all this,
tell you.
but,
blah.
like, I can't tell you, but, like, tell him, and he can avoid it. And then, like, this whole timeline
my
might
God.
be changed. Like, what the?
Yes.
It's
What?
just your dad.
What?
Like, what if he creates the paradox? It doesn't
Today!
fucking matter because
Yeah.
right now this is what it is.
The paradox has already been created because he didn't go where he was supposed to.
So now, mission time, guys. Mission time. They're like, we're gonna go in this hive with
Pratt.
These hives look cool.
And that's what I want to
They're
know.
cool.
Listen,
Like weird, like cones. With,
this
like,
is what I want to
designs
know
on them.
because, okay, let's say in the previous or other timeline where he had to have come back from this if he lived another 7 years.
Sure.
So in that other timeline, did he then go to the correct location? And even so, it was only like a mile away from the location where she found him. So she was fated to meet him no matter what. So she would know what to say to him. Like it's just, it makes no freaking
Well,
sense.
and that's
It's
the thing,
ridiculous.
hey,
This
calm
was our
down.
first time meeting him
Oh.
because the timeline was not changed until he got there, due to the time loop.
Yeah, it's not a bootstrap at all.
It's not a bootstrap.
Oh my god.
It's not bootstrap Bill either.
It's a bootstrap.
Orlando Bloom.
Look up bootstrap.
Orlando Bloom Dreamy.
Bootstrap time issues.
But back in her time, he came back from being there.
Hey, well, we can
Like,
see one of these.
again,
We can
this is
see
like-
one of these ladies. These ladies got beefy ass legs. They're thick as fuck. These lady aliens.
Okay, so was anyone else like hoping he was gonna fuck the alien? Because
I
at this
think
point,
it'll work.
like this is sexual content.
At least a dance off.
I was like,
At
if
least
he's
a
not
dance
gonna fuck Yvonne
There
Strauss,
was
he's not
nothing
gonna fuck her. Not gonna
sexual
happen.
in this, was there?
Why does he not fuck the alien?
Those lady aliens has a beefy leg.
And also, like that lady alien really wanted him,
Yeah.
like to eat him probably,
Right,
but also men were fucking.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
like a
so-
praying mantis type thing.
Yeah.
I love because at the beginning of this, she's like, "You stay up here," so he's up on the
Which, like,
the
you're like,
copter.
he's not
But she
gonna
kept
stay up
calling it
there.
a helo, and I was like, "Okay, a
Are you
hello,
English?
yeah,
Yeah, I
right,
guess.
sure."
That's an English way to say it.
Yeah,
It's weird.
so maybe it's written by British guys and they didn't
Yeah,
change
oh,
it.
that's
I don't
weird.
know. But
We're
so,
sort of feel like Debbie, just call it
but
heel.
what
now.
I love is that they start having trouble down there, and he sees these other ones
He's a
coming.
hero.
And I'm sorry, you're the one in the military. You don't go down into the hole. You sit at the entrance and then you pick them off as they come because that makes so much more sense. But no, he goes right in there.
As close as you can get to the
Yeah.
mad
Luckily,
criminal.
though, luckily they're really dumb and they run to his bullets. Like they're just running into bullets.
And what I love is that you see like thousands of them coming, but then he picks off like 10 and then they just don't
By the way,
attack
just
them
don't
for the rest
come
of
in.
that scene.
So say what you want about this movie, but we probably get one of the best role pulling scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like so much role pulling for like
What is going
5
on?
full
Yeah.
minutes of
Okay,
role pulling.
this Queen seems to have the lady seems to have free range moving around.
Yeah.
But then every time you show these guys pulling ropes, like what are they doing?
They like shot like you can
What are
see
they doing?
They had like a harpoon gun of some sort.
Yeah. What?
They like shot it into her carapace.
Did they?
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
she
this
was
is what
moving
they did.
around freely,
Yeah.
and then you kept looking down, and like they're pulling the ropes. Like
Well, no, because
like
they're
doing
nowhere near
something.
as strong as they have to be
Yeah,
to do this.
I guess so.
Also, again, this is where you just shoot yourself in
Also,
the head. We
this was-
have failed.
Her plan.
Yeah.
Her plan was shoot this with a bunch of fucking ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just pull
And
on
then
the
like
ropes.
put it in a cage and
and
you're
put it in a
fine.
cage.
Also, they finally do get this thing in a cage, and it has those weird arms, But it doesn't try to stick its arm out and hit
Or
her.
shoot. It is a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
It is a ranged
It
weapon.
doesn't do anything, but it's just like, okay, I'm in the
Its
cage.
arm is a shotgun.
Like, you got me.
That shoots a rails
Like,
out of
you
it.
got my beefy legs. I'm in here. Like,
So they get it in the cage.
Yeah.
They are somehow able to escape. They're the only captor that does escape. The other two, like,
I
get brought
guess.
down.
Is that murder ball?
Yeah.
What is like World War Z
Oh,
covered in?
this is
in-
also
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
find out they can at least glide.
Yeah, and Dave was like, they fucking glide, and I was like, yep.
I literally started screaming. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fly! I'm like, I'm losing
No,
my shit here.
but
Like,
then the
that's
funniest
just
part
like,
was next. They're going out into the middle of the ocean, and I'm like, "Do they swim too?" He's like, "No way, they swim too." And I'm like, "Not. I think they swim
Yeah.
too."
No,
Like
no,
I saw that
Yeah,
coming.
Again,
Go for it.
again,
I was
you
like,
all
what?
you have bullets.
Yeah.
Shoot yourself in the
Yeah.
head.
He had a good run, guys.
It's
One
done.
bullet left
It's
for
done.
me. Yeah.
We're not gonna beat these things.
One bullet left for my brain pan.
Oh my god.
Make sure you
So-
get it in the brain. You're fine.
Yeah, so they get out there, and then we have
They're on
like,
like an oil rig. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Actually, it was a good idea. Like at least it keeps them sort of
At
wet
the
on
time,
land.
yes.
Guys,
I was like, if they don't swim, you're fine.
Okay, let's. We're gonna count. We're gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna name the best scene in this whole part of this act, because this is like 5 act. This is a 5-act movie.
Mhm.
It's very long. The best part of this, 1, 2, 3,
Kids
the
walking
yacht,
outside.
that fucking
Oh.
cruise ship. That
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
cruise ship.
sure was.
What the fuck was that cruise ship?
She's like, I think it's a military ship. Like, I don't think.
I
That's
know it
Jamie said
wasn't.
something, she's
No,
like, she's like, maybe
it
it's
wasn't a
ship.
military
It's
ship, but it was
What?
constricted.
Jamie's brain was broken at this point,
Yeah.
and it's just like, it's gotta be a military
No,
ship.
I
How
think-
my brain
No.
wasn't
No.
broken.
Nah, it's stupid.
I knew it was a cruise ship, but I had seen it earlier too when they were
There's
first
no
flying
guns on it.
over.
There's
No,
nothing on it.
when they were first flying
It's just a goddamn
over.
cruise ship.
Maybe they brought people there in it or something.
What,
I don't
die?
know. It's stupid.
Yeah, Jamie
Yeah.
made up a fun story where some people still gotta take cruises. They
Yeah.
go out to the oil rig and just check it out.
Like, well, we're gonna die anyway. Get on
There's
this
a giant wall. Like, there's
We-
nothing left in
We
the world.
eat these aliens, I
Yeah.
guess, if we
So,
kill them.
but you guys, we get a scene where the dad and daughter finally bond through science.
Oh, and you're
They
like,
do
oh,
science
she
together.
gonna die. You're like, oh, she gonna die.
Yeah, they obviously set up that. And then, okay, so now they have, like,
Louis is going to
she's like,
town.
I'm sending you back. We're doing a montage where
Telling him
they're
no.
trying to figure out this toxin. So montage of
Yeah.
toxins.
Yeah.
And it's like 52%,
Yo, welcome to,
62%, 68%. And it's like
100%.
55%.
The thing is, this is 100%. You're like, wait, what?
And then it goes from, it keeps going backwards a little bit. You're like,
Yeah.
uh-oh. And it's like 100%. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
So, you
fuck
guys.